Do a little trimming. Here and there. Drop it down in there. I'm going to smooth this up a little bit where I bandsawed it. It's really, really rough, and my lines are so rough, it's just hard to even tell where I'm. And then I'm going to make a new outline. I just poke that screw up through the bottom. It comes out right there. So I can line it up perfectly with this hole. Everything has to line up with that screw. Everything. And then I can draw a really good set of lines. Matter of fact, I can go ahead and twist that thing a turn or two and keep it in there. There's a screw sticks down right there. See that screw holding that spring on? I just located the center of it right there by tapping on that. I've got to drill looks like about a 1/4 inch hole right there. Chew it out with a Dremel. Alright, I've got this thing kind of rounded up. Sort of got it headed towards the pin anyway. I know that this piece of metal fits along with the forearm, fits on the barrels. I know that. I've got that. I've got it fitting pretty good around this joint right here. I've got this, the length of this screw and the positioning of this screw is coming out right here on top, and it's a little tiny bit recessed to this piece, this escutcheon, this release lever. That's what turns the forearm loose. When you pull that up, that lets the forearm come loose. But this screw is not quite up to this surface, and that's how much further down this escutcheon has got to go down into the wood. It's just literally thousandths. It's about 25 or 30 thousandths. Once I got this right and this lever works, I noticed just a second ago when I pulled this, there's a little resistance. It doesn't snap down. See, it's something's keeping it from completely closing down. Watch when I push it down. You can't see it. When I push this down, see how much further it needed to go down. There's something inside here where that little thing releases that's it's rubbing, and it'll probably make a black mark because I've smoked this. When I get all this down right, then I'll drill that hole, and that screw goes in from here, and it goes through to there. So it's a process. So far it's working pretty good. I'm going to snap it on the barrels just to see if this there's a thing inside. You can't see it because it's black and it's in a black hole, but there's a release claw in there, and I'm going to see how it does on this barrel. Hopefully I don't get it snapped on or I can't get it off. I'd hate to have to take a sawzall to this barrel. That would be ugly. Alright, I pushed it on there, and it pushed that lever up. That lever is spring loaded. When I push this down, that lever goes up, which means it's not quite close enough for that lever to go ahead and snap down, which means I'm on the right track. That is almost like a quarter of a turn from being up there. It probably worked like it is, but it depends on how this mechanism works. More than anything, it depends on how it catches. And I may not be able to tell how it catches without putting the barrels on the receiver, maybe. Something's rocking. I'm pushing down on the front, and the back comes up. There's something rocking in there. Because of where the fulcrum is that it's rocking on, there's a pretty good smudge right there where my fingernail is. Actually on both sides. Where this little ridge is sticking up, I think I need to flatten that. Could be rocking right there on those two little high spots. And on the original one, those are kind of flattened off right in here. So that may be it. I think I can take that off without even taking this metal out. I'm not going to take it all the way down to touch the metal, but I'm just going to ease it off a little bit. It's where it was rocking was probably not. I don't know. It wasn't much. Let me mill that off. I'll be right back. I feel like I'm far enough along where I can safely do this. I'm going to go ahead and bed this piece. When I milled this out, I got this back end about 10 or 15 thousandths too deep. So as I push this forward, it rises up because of this shape of this this curve here, and it needs to go forward. It closes the gap back here. And what I'm going to do is put a little epoxy bedding along this back end of this thing, and on this convex portion of this, I'm going to go ahead and bed this thing. Up here on the front, this screw is good.